Let's talk about a little bit on Jordan Peterson. He's actually, as you guys know, deep into the all meat diet. Huge fan of Jordan Peterson. He's actually.
I'm going to issue a trigger warning here, not for the vegans, but actually for the meat eaters.
I'm actually cutting back on my red meat. You'll be happy to know. But
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But I have put a lot of effort and time into how to cook steaks. Now, this man here.
I can't look at this, Ethan.
This man here bought a Japanese A5 Wagyu, and he says, "How would you guys cook this beauty?" Now, does it have a price on it? This thing probably costs like $500, maybe more.
Probably like 200, I think.
Quit speaking, you.
Shut up, Hassan. That's what Jordan just said. He says, this man literally told this fucking guy, he says, freeze it and then air fry it at 450. Drain the fat and then add water.
Bro, I did literally like an hour on this on my show when it first came out. I'm not even kidding.
This is actually like old.
When I saw this tweet, I was like, he should go to jail. I'm not, you know how like, oh, C16, if you misgender a trans person, you go to jail. Like, that's not real, but I wish it was. Specifically for this, okay?
You know what?
You should go to jail for this.
We should actually try this. Maybe it's
No,
fair.
I can't do that. No, I can't allow that.
You know what I mean?
Okay, A5 Wagyu
Maybe I should try it.
specifically, for those of you who don't know, if you want to pull that back up, okay?
There, I'm in trouble again.
It is the highest quality of meat that you can get on this planet. Okay, A5 Wagyu, A5 is the designation. The specificity, the reason why it's so, the reason why it's regarded as a delicacy is because of the unique marbling. Okay, in order to get that marbling, we're talking about hundreds of years of like cow technology. These cows get fed, they're not allowed to move, they're massaged regularly, and they listen to fucking like classical music and shit, okay? Like the way to get this marbling, which is the fat inside of the protein, okay? That is a scientific process.
They're the only ones that do it, really.
Yes.
It's a small place in Japan.
Yes, so whenever people say like, oh, this is Kobe beef or whatever, like half the time, that's not real A5 Wagyu.
Yeah, more.
This is, okay? You can see it. So the fat is literally what actually makes the steak what it is. So Jordan Peterson saying drain the fat.
Add water.
I hope he is never allowed to enter Japan or the United States of America ever again.
This man said steam it. He goes, add water and steam that bitch. Yeah, but somebody actually took his advice.
Fuck you if you don't like it.
Oh, wait, where's that photo? Oh, wait. Where's that photo of someone who took his advice and sent a picture? Yeah, someone took his advice. It was so good. Yeah, shame on you, Mr. Peterson. You vile freak. How dare you? God, he tweets so much. What this guy, dude? This is just 1 hour of scrolling. Yeah, here's Hassan. You see this? Someone said, "Hey, I took my
a fake image from a. That's like a.
I know.
Famous, sorry.
I must say that I've had some post.
I'm so serious. I get very serious about meat.
Wait, what's happening back there?
What?
What happened to the picture? You took it down so fast. Yeah. I cooked my Wagyu steak exactly how he recommended. Frozen, then air fried. Turned out delicious.
Oh God, I can't look at that.
And then he actually responded to that. I don't think he knew it was a joke. But yeah, shame on you, Jordan Peterson.
Ouchie.
I want to point something out here, okay? First of all, constantly eating red meat, not good for you. Carnivore diet, not healthy for you.
No.
Okay? Understand this. It's not. I eat so much chicken. I love red meat. I eat red meat too regularly, okay? But what you need to understand, if you only have red meat, you're going to have health complications. Apple cider is going to probably take you out like it almost killed Jordan Peterson. But the most offensive part of this entire process is that if you are advocating to eat fucking a carnivore diet, you know what I mean? At least develop an appreciation for the meat that you're consuming, the animal that you have butchered and murdered, okay? Let it not die in vain. By doing that, you are disrespecting the fucking animal.
What are you saying, bro?
Now,
this is perfectly cooked
now,
A5.
also on top of that, like how do you make a diet Like, how do you claim that you have this like incredible diet, okay? This carnivore diet, which requires you to eat meat, and you still don't know how to cook meat?
Think again, sunshine.
I
Fucking
resent that.
disgusting.
Jordan Peterson does nothing wrong, and you are a hater. Also, you're a communist.
YOLO bitches. Get
Yo-
some.
Actually, so the whole all meat diet is actually a total fucking grift that his daughter, friend of Andrew Tate, is doing. She actually even gave a speech here explaining that force feeding your infant meat will make their head bigger. Now, I'm not sure that's a good thing.
I was so confused by this.
I'm not sure about making, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, I mean,
This is
I mean,
Michaela Peterson.
Maybe you should give it. I fucking wish my parents gave it a shot. Maybe
force feeding you meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, they kind of fucked up on that one, didn't they?
Baby sad.
We need you. Anyway, have you seen this clip? It's great.
Food that people can actually survive on as a single food without supplementing anything else, which is the perfect elemental diet for a sick person. If you use meat as a first food for a baby, their head circumference is actually larger than babies fed without meat.
Yeah, I think that's called a birth defect.
Baby wants.
I think that's called. They're like, yo, dude, if you force feed your child meat instead of milk, their head ends up 200% larger.
Are we missing something? Does she think bigger head means bigger brain?
Big
and
head
therefore
mean
smarter?
big brain.
Baby is
Yeah,
angry.
like that's why Sebastian Gorka is the smartest American, smartest Hungarian and American. Yeah.
The ketogenic diet, which is the type of diet I'm on, minus the plant food, has been shown
Yo, I'm on keto minus the veggies. Veggies are for gay people, clearly.
I mean,
to treat
She's so fucking nuts. Yeah.
I also don't believe it. Like I low key don't believe that she's just exclusively eating meat in the way that she presents
Yeah.
it, because like you truly would have way more health complications. Like there's no way.
I agree with you. I think she's lying. But she has this thing called the Lion Club where people pay her monthly for advice. It's really weird. And this is the kind of advice. Force feed your infant through a syringe, ground up fucking cow blood or some shit.
epilepsy since the 1920s and was kind of put out of fashion by anti-epileptics. In the first study on the carnivore
The
diet,
big anti-epileptic lobby.
Damn. They got us again.
released by Harvard this November, adults consuming a carnivore diet experienced few adverse effects and instead reported health benefits and high satisfaction. The surprise came because an average of 90% of people saw improvements across all diseases on the diet. 1 in 4 people.
If you stop and think what she's actually advocating for, she wants people to eat only meat. Like, do you understand like how fucked up that is for like the world?
That's bad for the environment.
It's so bad.
It's also like not something that people can do because it's like super expensive.
It's super expensive, and we will absolutely Well, that's why Jordan Peterson's always going on and on now about how global warming is a hoax. Like the man, this
he's going
family
on
is
and on
so
about
fucked.
the global warming is a hoax because he's an oil lobbyist. Like, make no mistake, he's getting money 1,000,000%. I'd bet money that he's getting paid by the oil lobby. I mean, he is actually. Why?
Well, he's on the Daily Wire now.
Yeah, it's not even just that, but also like he does the speaking engagements and stuff where he's constantly talking about like, well, logging is destroying the environment too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fossil fuels. That's how we uplift the third world, like that sort of shit. God, the oil lobby is so fucking devious. Anyway,
Rats will dance for money.
he does get speaking engagement fees from them. Piece of shit. Fuck
1
that
in
guy.
4 people over 64 have type 2 diabetes in America. All respondents with diabetes discontinued non-insulin injection agents.
She really said no more insulin, just eat meat. Yo, you got diabetes? Throw that
This bit
insulin out.
suffers.
Air fry a steak.
Okay, for those of you who like will try and make an argument or something about this, like here's the thing. Yes, like a bariatric surgery, a gastric bypass will cure your diabetes unless you're type 1, right? Or wait, is it type 2 the one that's like
I think it's
permanent and genetic?
Type 2 is the permanent one.
Yeah, okay, unless you're type 2. But make no mistake, you wouldn't be curing your diabetes by just eating meat. You'd be curing your diabetes if you actually end up losing weight. That's
Which
it.
of course you're going to lose weight with all meat because like you're gonna get ill if you eat like what 2,000 calories of meat every day. You'll be like absolutely.
I got it right. Type 1 is permanent. Type
Okay.
2 is
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah, it's so vile.
84% discontinued oral medication, and 92% of participants on the carnivore diet with type 2 diabetes discontinued insulin altogether. Over 2,000 people were studied who were on the diet for over 6 months, and there was a 90% reduction in all diseases. The demonization of red meat was based off of a few hypotheses.
The demonization of red meat?
Who the fuck's demonizing red meat?
Cows, a fucking like
You know-
systematic slaughter
okay,
of
you wanna
cows.
know
Like
what?
cow farts are literally causing global
You want to
warming.
know who's demonizing red meat? Her fucking dad, bro.
Yeah, I see what she did.
I saw what he did with the.
I don't
what
want to
he
eat.
suggested with that A5 Wagyu is so disgusting. Oh God.
It's actually
Shame.
hateful. If I could call, I would like to call it a hate crime.
It is a hate crime. It's
Yeah.
a hate crime against Japanese cows.
But like, it's so insane what she's advocating for. Like, even if what she's saying is true, let's assume that eating cows cures every fucking sickness in the world. It's crazy, but how are you going to do that? How are you going to get enough cows, even for the United States, to feed everybody just cow meat every meal? Like, what world are you even wanting to build with that? It's crazy.
And it's
observation.
because the study, when I saw this video, I was like, she's talking about a Harvard study. And I was like, I gotta see what this is, like if there's any validity to it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I know what your purpose was. you have a bias.
I have an
don't
agenda here. It's true. It's true. But yeah, I found the study, and the study itself makes a lot of points about that. How it is in no way realistic for the entire population to switch to this kind of diet because of those environmental concerns.
It'd be catastrophic.
Yeah, they point that out. And on top of that, this study was all self-reported by people that are super into the carnivore diet. So of course they're saying, "Oh yeah, it's great," because I mean, you know how these people are. They're all like her. They think it's like a cure-all.
They
to everything.
self-reported. So how did they find the participants?
On like Twitter, on social media.
So what's the point of even making this? Like,
Harvard's falling apart.
what's the point of even doing this?
I mean,
like, hey, carnivore diet people, tell me how you're.
It's because they're too focused on doing pronoun studies. So the institution of Harvard is falling apart, folks.
That's right.
They're not even doing good studies no more.
I tell you what, man.
I mean, like you can do a self-reported study. It's just like there's no way to recreate this. I don't think. And also, diets are so complicated, so complex because human beings are so different from one another. There's different ways that people process, metabolize food. It's just stupid. It's just stupid to be like, oh, just a carnivore diet will work. When ultimately, yes, if you dramatically shift your diet, and one thing I always say is you have to make sure your diet is whatever it is, right? Like you can have an unhealthy diet, you can have a healthy diet, but you have to make sure that your diet is one that you can follow for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you will yo-yo. Your weight will go back and forth as soon as your, I guess, quote unquote, diet is over, right? Because there's no such thing. And I don't think you can do that with just straight meat.
Well, the reason people do lose weight on meat is because going to like one food is like it's a technique in nutrition and in health to figure out like if you're having food allergies or if certain foods aren't doing good for your body. So if you are having some kind of allergies and you feel sick from eating, which I assume these people probably do to do something as radical as that, if you go back down to just eating meat, then whatever you were eating before is out of your diet. But you're supposed to slowly add things back in one at a time. Not just go, oh, I'm just going to eat meat forever. That doesn't make any fucking sense. To go back to...
You're literally describing fixing eating disorders. Like, that's what dietitians would teach you on, step by step.
Yeah, they like sticking in the dysfunction part.
Yeah. Well, it's no fun. The fuck? Like, yeah, food is fuel, but you can make healthier choices that work for you. I do it, I've been relatively successful in this endeavor. It just pisses me off that they take something that I enjoy eating and then they turn it into like this awful thing. Like they advocate for like the worst kind of the worst type of consumption. You can still have carbs. You should have a healthy, balanced diet. It's so stupid.
Going back to the survey, it says, or this is the study she's citing. So not only were they self-assessed, but it does not include any objective assessment of their diet, nutrition status, health-related outcomes, or health-associated behaviors.
Oh, why does it lie?
Yeah, I know. So, like they said, further investigation is needed to better understand the diet and its impact on health.
And that's directly from the study. So it's not even that it's like a bad study. Like they acknowledge the shortcomings in the study. It's just they were
super preliminary.
Right, exactly.
And she's
Where
like,
is
not
she
Harvard.
talking about this?
Apparently, I just saw somebody in the chat mention it. Oxford.
Yeah, it looks
something
like
or
it's some British shit because like the kids in the back look like
bit
composers.
Bit dressed up, isn't it?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,